Beautiful morning today in Minneapolis. Super excited to be here. What up? Got my camera set, my good camera set up over here. I'm recording this with my vlog camera. And look at guys, this is the new boom mic that I was talking about. What's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Arie and today we're gonna be talking about some Facebook ad stuff. So I'm pretty much gonna be showing you guys some testing strategies that are actually working really well right now, as well as a couple scaling methods that have consistently been working, not only for me, but for my students and of course for other people that I talk to as well. So stay all the way till the end. You definitely don't wanna miss anything. And of course, if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you join the fam, turn on the notifications so you get notified on it every time I upload a video. Now, before I get right into it, look at this. Yes, guys, I did get a new laptop finally. Razer Blade 15. Yes. So amazing. I absolutely love it. Look at that keyboard. Look at that screen. I love screens that go all the way until the edge like this. Yes, guys, so I did get the Razer Blade 15. This is their newest laptop. I'm extremely happy with it. Honestly, I've been dreaming of getting just like a super laptop, something that was just amazing, extremely aesthetically pleasing, and very powerful to handle pretty much anything. And this literally is on point with all those things. So super excited for it. Honestly, I recorded an unboxing video and kind of like a little review for it. And I'm gonna post that probably tomorrow or the next day or whenever. It's not super important, but just something fun, especially for those of you that actually are interested in like the kind of tech that I use for working on my businesses. But I just wanted to let you know that it's kind of like a big accomplishment for me, honestly. And I don't know, the whole setup is actually really coming together, so I'm super excited with that. But yeah, let's just hop right into it and not waste any more time. Alright guys, now we are in the new Razer Blade 15. Man, first time being in here, so you know, bear with me. Maybe the sound's a little off, maybe the camera might not be the best. I don't know, we're just testing. But nevertheless, this video is going to be crazy value. Some of this stuff you already know, but I'm going to be explaining it a little better than I have in the past, just so that you kind of get a better idea of why this stuff works, right? Because that's super important, especially when it comes to Facebook ads. So let's get right into it. So as you can see, I have right here my testing strategy with an explanation, right? And I've made a video about this before. Actually, in the description of this video, there will be a free blueprint document or whatever from like a video that I made like a week ago, where I actually have a blueprint, or not a blueprint, but a cheat sheet of pretty much all the ad sets that I create when I'm starting campaigns, and of course when I'm starting to scale as well. But anyways, you know, get that it's free, so you might as well get it. But anyway, so the reason why I wanted to share this is because now that I finally have my course, right? So it's been long awaited, finally released it. A lot of people joined right away, very awesome. I've seen a lot of these strategies work across other people's stores. So prior to the course, right, I had coaching students, and through them I was able to see that certain things that I did worked and certain things didn't for most people, right? But now I have, you know, a group of people that are always sharing their results, always sharing what's going on with me, and with the group. And with the group too. So like, it's awesome to see that these strategies work, and then I can actually kind of fine tune things accordingly with all this, like this whole test group, right? It's a huge sample size, so I can make, you know, statistically significant decisions or whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to sound too smart, but anyways, let's get into this. So for the budget, right? So Facebook ads, right? If you haven't made Facebook ads, you go over here. You're in your business manager, right? You have no campaigns, but here you're going to create a campaign. And this is how I start them all the time. Conversions right away. And then whatever. We don't need to name this right now. That's not what this video is about. And then when I'm talking about budget, obviously I'm talking about how much we're going to spend on this ad set every single day. So first of all, we're going to, for the purchase conversion, we're going to do purchase. Okay, so the pixel is red on this one. Obviously, this page hasn't received any purchase data in a long time, but this doesn't mean that this isn't going to work. In fact, you shouldn't really worry too much about the pixel, like when it's red, gray, or green. Green just means you got you know, purchase events tracked by your pixel recently, and gray just means that you haven't in a while, and red means you never have. So, but it's not a big deal. So anyways, we're gonna go down here and over here down to the budget, and like I said, we're gonna do $5 a day on these. $5 a day or 10. So that's another thing, guys. you can definitely do 10. I think 10 does work as well, but you just have to watch out for that because it's gonna spend more money, right? Or more money quicker rather, because you're gonna spend about the same amount of money. It's just with $10 a day, it's quicker, so you have to be, I would say, a little more experienced, a little bit more aware of what you're doing, and you have to obviously have a budget for it. But anyways, and we're going to target worldwide, so everything's still the same with the testing strategy. A lot of you guys have probably seen this, like I said, and we're going to test worldwide, excluding low converting countries or locations, and also just location. I mean, a lot of people ask me this, like, what other countries do I exclude? But I have a long list of other countries that we exclude sometimes, but it really is different for everybody. So just these are the basic ones that we always exclude: is India, Pakistan, Africa, Asia, and the Philippines sometimes. So let's just say, obviously right here we're gonna do worldwide, and that's it. And then to exclude countries, you just go over here to exclude, and you exclude, you exclude all the countries. I'm not gonna exclude them all. And then like I have right here, right, for the ages, I always keep it pretty broad at 18 and 65 plus. And the main reason, I mean, it does vary within niches. Obviously, if you're targeting for, like, if it's a fishing store, I know I always give that example, but if it's a fishing store, I'm probably gonna do a little bit older than 18 plus. Typically because the people who are most passionate about fishing are typically a little bit older than 18. I'll probably do like 21 or maybe even like 23 or 24 or whatever. And then for the gender, I kind of leave it pretty broad too, unless it's like super, like if it's a makeup product, I'll usually do women, and if it's like maybe like a razor for shaving, I guess, then I'll do only men or whatever. But for the most part, the main products that I test tend to be a little bit more general. Not always, it depends on the store. So I keep it broad. But obviously, if your product leans more towards one gender than another, only target that one gender, right? It doesn't really make sense. Or if you know that you know the data on this product, you know how it's sold in the past, and you know that which gender performs the best, then target that gender. I mean, Facebook will optimize it on its own, but obviously, if you if you give Facebook, if you're only targeting women and that's what your product is mainly made for, then chances are you're going to get cheaper results. And then of course for the language, we have to do English all, just because you don't want to show the ad to people that don't speak English. That just doesn't make sense. They're not going to be able to understand what it is or maybe even the price. So it's just not worth it. You're going to waste money on that. And then as you can see here, we're going to do single interest related to the product, obviously. So anywhere from 1 to 50 million is good. I think the bigger the better sometimes, but obviously I've had interests that have performed really well across so many different age ranges and size ranges. So this is why I say 1 to 50 million, even though that's like a super big range. That's pretty much where most of my winning ad sets come from, or our winning ad sets come from. One of our biggest winning ad sets is actually one that's like 73 million. So you can test a little bit bigger as well. It just really comes down to testing, honestly, but a lot of things work when it comes to interest targeting, and this is why you have to have 10 ad sets of like minimum, because you need to test, right? You need to test a lot of different variables, a lot of different interests, rather. I mean, not variables at the beginning. You're just testing interests at the beginning, but different interest combinations. So for example, when I'm targeting worldwide, I always flex target with engaged shoppers. And if you don't know what flex targeting is, that's totally fine. Obviously, it's kind of a weird term. I don't know why it's called I guess, I don't know. But let's just say we are doing a fishing product. So we do fishing. Okay, so fishing, and then 89 million people, and then we would narrow down. So that's what flexing means, is narrowing down. And then I'd do engaged shoppers. Boom. So in 39 million people, perfect. And like I said, this would be one ad set right here. And for different ad sets, you could test more like flexing down if you wanted to. Like maybe if your pixel is a little bit like brand new. I mean, I don't know. I don't truly believe that. I think many things work, and this is why you need to test a lot of ad sets. But some of the ad sets that you could test could be something more flexed down like this, where you're doing some more fishing interest. So we're also going to do like fishing line, for example. and then it takes it to 3 million. Now this is a more targeted ad set, but it's still relatively broad. So, you know, and we could even make this bigger. Like you could play around with this, you know, like that's kind of what it comes down to, is testing. And this is what you do. You just test many different interests. So let's see what this is now. 9 million. This looks like a really solid interest, but I would also test this without a flex, like a further flex like this. I would also test this just with fishing and engaged shoppers. 39 million people, that's a lot, but it will work. And if it doesn't work, that's okay, because you will have others that work because you tested many different ad sets. Now, as far as the placement goes, guys, this is really important. I think personally, nowadays more than ever, especially going into Q4, you absolutely have to have Instagram feeds and Facebook feeds on. Now, why Instagram feeds and Facebook feeds when, you know, it's a Facebook ad? Most people only do Facebook feeds. Well, honestly, when you're also targeting Instagram feeds, I think that's the easiest way to get cheaper results. And going into Q4, we're going to have a lot of competition. Everybody's selling online. Everybody's buying online. So it's important to try to get the cheapest possible result and the biggest reach, right? So the biggest reach is going to be attainable through Instagram feed and Facebook feed. So this is why we're going to keep it this way. And, you know, oh, shoot. Oh, look, it is in the background. Pretty sick. But it's important to note that if you're going to do this, make sure that your video is in square ratio, like 1080 by 1080, just so that it looks really solid and congruent with Instagram. Now, daily budget, like I said, we can do 10, we can do 5. Those are my 2 starting budgets that we've done. 7-day click or 1-day view. So this is what I keep it at. And like I said, going into Q4 especially, right, this is more important than ever to do 7-day click or 1-day view. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people, including people in my course, have been seeing results with 1-day click. And the reason why is because 1-day click is it's the, you know, 1-day conversion window. So it's trying to target people who are more prone to buy right now. And of course, that sounds ideal, right? That sounds great. It sounds perfect for what we're doing. We're targeting impulse buyers. But at the same time, it becomes more expensive to do that, because obviously who wouldn't want that, right? So everybody's targeting 1-day click, which makes it more expensive for you. So you might not get the results or you might get results, but expensive results, and you're going to be losing money. So I think it's better to test 1-day click after you find winning ad sets, like in different variables, like by micro testing them. But I think the best starting point is 7-day click or 1-day view. Cheapest results. This is what works for us. This is what's been working. So try that out. Now, that's pretty much it as far as your testing strategy goes. So we're done with that. Most of you guys probably already knew about that. This has been kind of the testing strategy we've been following for a long time now. And it's continued to work time and time again. So make sure that you test it out. I know this is a lot of information, but it's really important for you to take action on this, because, you know, if you don't, like, I'm literally giving you my recipe here. I'm giving you my formula. Like there's not much more that I could give you here. With like, it really just comes down to you testing and just taking massive action to get the results that you want, right? But anyways, so for scaling, it's going to be very simple. You're just going to find winning ad sets. So, you know, from those 10, let's say 3 of them worked, 3 of them were profitable, then you're going to create more and more similar to those. So that's kind of like one of these very crucial things. You always have to be making new ad sets. If you're not making new ad sets every day, you're falling behind greatly, right? And you're running the risk of, you know, not growing that product and your pixel data essentially through that product, because you're going to be stagnant. And guess what happens with that? Then it starts to go down, and that's when you get a dead product. So you have to make sure to always be creating new audiences every single day. Now, once you get to like 20 sales, which shouldn't be too hard honestly with this testing strategy, and if you keep making new ad sets every day, you should reach that like within a week, I would say. And then right as soon as that happens, well, a week actually, I mean, depending on your budget, obviously if you're doing $10 a day, you'll probably reach that in like 4 days or 5 days. I don't know. It's really subjective. But anyways, what you're going to do then is start lookalike audiences, once you reach 20 sales, you're going to start view content and video view custom audiences, and you're going to make retargeting ad sets out of those. So how you make custom audiences, you're going to have to look it up on my channel. I do have videos on retargeting, how you can create retargeting audiences, but I'm just giving you the basic structure here that we're following and that, you know, others are finding success with. And once you do that, those should be, you know, I run those at like $5 a day. And then it's, you know, you'll get to 30 to 50 sales pretty quickly after that, and that's when you're going to start some lookalike audiences. So like I said earlier in the video, make sure you watch the cheat sheet, the Facebook ads cheat sheet video. It's like from a week ago, but I go over like the exact structure when it comes to lookalikes and retargeting that I follow. So make sure you check that out. But then what you're going to keep doing is essentially keep finding winning ad sets and keep duplicating those winning ad sets into higher budgets, whether it be in the same campaign or in a new campaign. You have to make sure to test both, because some work better, like one strategy works better in certain ad accounts than others. I don't know why that is. I mean, I wish I knew. I wish I could ask the algorithm why it does that, but I think it just has to do with different ad account rankings. I don't know. But once you get a bunch of higher budget ad sets going that are winners, like let's just say $15, $25 a day ad sets that are winners, you're going to duplicate those ad sets into a manual bidding ad set at $100 a day or $200 a day. Now for your bid cap, so with manual bidding, you have to set a bid cap, like the highest you're willing to bid for a purchase essentially. And you're going to set this at 75% of your break-even point. So if your break-even point is $20, so your profit margin is $20, you're going to set this at, you know, like $16 or whatever 75% of this is. But when you do that, it might not spend money, because obviously, you know, if you're only trying to get purchases below your break-even point, you're always going to be profitable. But it doesn't quite work like that. It's a little complex. Like I said, Facebook algorithm, it's a mystery. I don't know. And it's all an auction system. So if it doesn't spend money on this ad set, right, then you have to raise the bid cap. You have to essentially raise it like $1 every single, you know, hour or so until it starts spending money. Or you could just raise it straight up to your break-even point, and then if it spends too much money, then reduce it again. You know, you kind of got to find the sweet spot. It doesn't work all the time, so this is why it's important to test. You need to test the bid caps for sure. That's like one of the biggest things when it comes to manual bidding. And honestly, that's pretty much it, guys. Like if you follow this exact blueprint and you cross-reference some of these things that I said with some of my earlier videos, you should have like a course in itself. Like I almost feel bad for sharing all this stuff, but honestly I don't, because the YouTube fam is the OG fam and I absolutely love you guys, and I'm super passionate about making this content for you. So this is why I wanted to share this with you. I had the idea to make this, to just make like a more explained video of everything. And that's kind of what I did. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you got a lot of value out of it. And if you didn't, make sure you check out some of my other valuable videos, because I got like 180 of them, all packed with value, all free information. So make sure you check that out. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you join the family. We're growing so quick. My goal by the end of this month is to get to 20,000 subscribers, and I am 100% confident that we can get there. So super excited about that. Make sure you help me out, and make sure you turn on those notifications if you haven't, so you get notified when I upload a video. I got a couple videos coming. I think I'm going to do a live stream really soon, maybe tomorrow or the next day actually, probably on Wednesday. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.